I just noticed that while the baseball community is focusing on the 2023 playoff race, the Detroit Tigers are going to have a seriously underrated pitching rotation in 2024. Detroit has no chance to make the playoffs in 2023. They're eliminated. They're done. But the goal for the Tigers is to make sure that their team can stay healthy enough to play in 2024. And to improve their team so they have a good chance of making the playoffs next year in 2024. So far, it seems like the Tigers are doing a good job of rebuilding. The Tigers are secretly building one of the most underrated pitching rotations in the league. So, let's go over the pitching rotation for Detroit in 2024, shall we? First off, we have Eduardo Rodriguez, which I guess he is technically the Tigers' de facto ace. And that could change. Eduardo Rodriguez dealt with injury for much of the 2023 season. However, he has been fairly inconsistent on the mound when he has been on the mound. He displayed what he looked like if he could reach his full potential early in the season. And later in the season, he was more choppy and inconsistent. But if he could be more consistent, Eduardo Rodriguez is going to be the first pitcher of many great pitchers in this 2024 Tigers arsenal. Next up is Tarik Skubal. Now, Skubal missed a good chunk of the season because he had a flexor tendon injury, and which required flexor tendon surgery, which is pretty common for pitchers to have. So Skubal doesn't have enough innings under his belt to qualify for anything. But Skubal is a strikeout machine. He strikes out batters at a 30% clip, which is one of the most for a pitcher in the MLB. It's really good. He has shown signs of being an ace in 2023, and if he stays healthy and keeps up the good work, he could potentially be the Tigers' ace. Then we have Reese Olson. The sky's the limit for Olson. He made his debut towards the end of June. He too was inconsistent. Olson didn't have a great start to his career, but the game after Olson pitched against the Yankees where he pitched like 4 1/3 and struck out 10, he has been on a little bit of a tear. He has been on a little bit of a tear. I mean, he's been doing pretty good. He did give up a home run in his last 3 outings, but even so, the ERA per game is down and his hits are down. In 4 of his last 5 starts, Olson earned 5 or more strikeouts. Olson does have to work on limiting walks and giving up less hard contact, because according to his Baseball Savant page, his walk rate is higher than his strikeout rate, and his barrel and hard hit rate are not great. He currently holds a 4.13 ERA, which was worse before his mini tear, or before he went on a tear. Olson has talent, and he should be one of the best pitchers in the 2024, or should be one of the best pitchers. He should be one of the better pitchers in the 2024 Tigers rotation. Finally, we have Sawyer Gipson-Long. I call him SGL, or Sawyer Gipson-Long. Let me know in the comments what you call him. I call him Sawyer Gipson-Long. I don't call him SGL. I call him Sawyer Gipson-Long. Some people call him SGL, though. Let me know in the comments what you call Sawyer Gipson-Long. So I watched a video of someone saying that Gipson-Long could be a future ace. He has a good changeup and a slider, and at the time of making this, Gipson-Long only made 2 appearances. Only against one against the White Sox and one against the Angels. Both of them are pretty bad teams. It also doesn't help that Gipson-Long's next start is Friday against the Oakland Athletics, the worst team in baseball. But let's see what we can analyze from this small sample. In Gipson-Long's debut against the White Sox, he earned the win. He pitched 5 innings and gave up 4 base hits and 2 earned runs. He struck out 5 and didn't issue a free pass, nor did he give up a home run. Not a quality start, but a solid debut nonetheless. In his second game versus the Angels, Gipson-Long didn't factor. He didn't get the win, he didn't get the loss. He went 5 innings again, so he didn't get the quality start, and gave up 2 hits, one of the hits being a solo shot off the bat of Nolan Schanuel, which means that he gave up 1 home run and 1 earned run. He also walked 3. But he struck out 11 batters, which was the highlight of the Young Aces start. So Gipson-Long has nasty stuff and a massive strikeout potential. So that kind of sounds like the makings of an ace. So who's the 5th guy in the rotation? Well, I guess it would be Tyler Boyd, but he kind of had Tommy John surgery, so he's not going to be pitching in 2024. So probably it would be Matt Manning. He has been fairly solid. He's kind of done for the year in 2023 because of a foot injury. Chances are he'll be ready to pitch in 2024, and he'll be the 5th pitcher in the 2024 Tigers underrated rotation. Manning was known for his efforts in the no-hitter against Toronto on July 8th. He does issue a lot of free passes a lot and doesn't strike out that many either. So his strikeout to walk ratio isn't that high, but who cares? As long as the ball stays in the yard and in the defense's control, he'll be a key piece to this Tigers rotation. If one of these arms gets injured, the Tigers can replace the injured pitcher with, I guess, Alex Vallejo. I don't think he's been doing that well. Joey Wentz, Spencer Turnbull. Turnbull's kind of been awful too. Casey Mize, once he heals up from Tommy John surgery, or they can simply call up their number 1 pitching prospect in Jackson Jobe. The future is looking bright for the Detroit pitching rotation. The offense is a little bit underrated too heading into 2024. There's Riley Green, who had Tommy John surgery, so his availability might be in question, but he'll try to aim to be ready for the 2024 season. The Tigers' slugging first baseman Spencer Torkelson has been pretty solid this season, and he's only, at the time I'm recording this, he's only 1 homer away from 30. Kerry Carpenter, I believe, is one of the next studs to play the game. He can slug, he's pretty fast, and he has a .290 batting average. Jake Rogers is their slugging catcher. His average is not the best, but he has 20 home runs. He's been on a tear in his trip to California. Parker Meadows has shown that he might be a promising part of their offense. Javier Baez kind of stunk it up this season, but he could rebound in 2024. I guess we'll have to see. He strikes out a lot. Vierling is decent, and Baду is good at defense, but he needs some work with the bat. So, Detroit is eliminated from the playoffs this year, but if their offense improves next year, they can be a scary team to face. Like and subscribe for more fantasy content. If you like this video, share this video with your family and friends.